Well, right now, Big Brothers and Big Sisters Hawaii is celebrating 60 years of service here in Hawaii. And to mark this big occasion, we have the National CEO, Artis Stevens. Welcome to Hawaii. Mahalo for being here. Plus, Dennis Brown, President and CEO of Big Brothers, Big Sisters Hawaii. So tell us about the mission of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, for those who don't know.
Yeah, so we're the largest youth mentoring organization in the country. We serve thousands of young people across the country, 5,000 communities. We specialize in one-to-one mentoring, but most importantly, we help to connect a positive adult with a young person, and they both impact each other's lives. It's magic.
So you've been doing this work in Hawaii for 60 years. And Dennis, now I found this amazing. You're the first child to have benefited from this. I can't believe this. You started when you were, what, in the womb or something?
Actually, I was 9 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, so tell us about that experience, why that's so meaningful, and look at where you are today.
Well, it was just an amazing experience for me. I'm very blessed to have been in the program. You know, my mom was a single mom, raising myself and my brother, and lived in public housing projects, was having some real difficulty with the separation of my parents, and I was really close to my dad. So my mom sought counseling for me, and it just so happened that the counselor I was seeing, the therapist, was hired to be the first social worker at Big Brothers, back then just Big Brothers of Hawaii. Oh. And so he convinced my mom to enroll me, and it just so happened, along with a lot of other boys back then, I was the first to be matched with Henry Sumida, my big brother.
Well, you know, I can tell that this is just bringing back so many good memories. I can tell that in your eyes, you're remembering all of this. So tell us, like, what is that experience like for those who don't know anything about your organization? Because I can see from you were so touched back then.
You know, it's a great point, because as a 9, 10-year-old, for those years that I was matched with Henry, I didn't understand that this was good for me. Yes. You know, it was just, I was just enjoying it. I had someone who cared about me and was willing to spend time with me. He didn't really lecture me. He actually listened to me more than anything. And it was later in life, about 20 years old, 22 years old, I woke up one morning and I realized, gee, things worked out really well for me. I graduated from college and things. How did this happen? Back then I thought I was going nowhere. I never thought I'd ever go to college. And I thought about all the people that helped me, the fact that Henry did this purely voluntarily. Our program is a volunteer program. And I thought, gosh, I want to go into a career and do something like that and help other.
Well, and you did. Look at this. You're going on, 60 years in Hawaii, and so Artis. So tell us about why this is so important for young people to get these mentors, like Dennis was just sharing about his personal experience.
Yeah, well, Dennis said it absolutely right. What it means is it changes young people's lives, right? And here's what we see all the time across the country, because let me just say, Dennis and the work that they're doing here is one of the best agencies that we have doing it. So for all of your viewers who are seeing this work, it's him personally, but it's also the agency, the leadership, the volunteers, the work that happens in communities. People say two things why they don't typically volunteer. One, I don't have enough time, and then two, it's too much of a burden. I'm not perfect, right? And what we say, it only takes a little to be big, right? You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present to show up in a young person's life. And what you'll find out when you do that, you not only make a difference in the young person's life, but the young person makes an incredible difference in your life as well. So we encourage people to get more involved.
So what is this campaign? It takes little to be big national campaign. What is the goal of the campaign? And how are you encouraging volunteers to be part of this? Yeah,
so we're asking people all across the country to get involved, to get engaged, to volunteer, to mentor, to support important work that happens in local communities like right here in Hawaii. And one of the things that we're saying about it takes a little to be big is you can take these moments, right? It may be sharing your story, right? It may be just participating for an hour in a kid's life. It could be something that you choose to give and invest. But most importantly, it's showing up and being present, and it's showing up and being present with volunteers and powerful staff like Dennis.
And so how are volunteers matched? I know that you said that you had a great volunteer mentor. How are people matched?
That's a great question. It's a process, and it's a very, very structured, careful process, because we're all about making sure that the match, as we call it, is going to work, is going to the two people are going to be compatible, so it's based on interest, personality, because not everybody's right for each other, you know, in a relationship. So we put a lot of time and effort into that.
And so Dennis, you're the first person to be served here in Hawaii. So what is this rumor about someone retiring?
Well, I'm not only the first child that was served, or person that was served, I'm now the longest serving CEO. I just made 25 years last month. And yeah, I've reached a point, I'm going to stay with the organization if they'll continue to have me part-time and help out in different ways. But as the full-time CEO, I think it's time for someone to come in and, you know, make some new innovative changes.
Well, I think that you're a perfect example. I can see that, you know, the Big Brothers Big Sisters really touched your life. So just share just one last moment, like what you have gained from being part of the organization, and of course touched from so many years of being part of it.
Oh, gee, so many things come to mind, but I think for me, you know, having that example of Henry, who was a very, very humble individual and just gave so much of himself, and taught me that relationships are very, very important in life throughout whatever you're doing, whether it's your career or your family. And so that I think is the biggest gift that I received, is having someone care about me, teaching me how to care about others.
Well, so, you know, such a blessing, both of you being here and sharing this time with us. And really, you know, I'll just say that we continue these blessings for the next 60, even more years. Yeah, Mahalo absolutely. For all you have done for Hawaii. And Artis, thank you so much for being here.